Hello, thanks so much for joining us today for Design Time. I'm Jackie Lacey. Today I wanted to talk a little bit about leaf or foliage manipulation and adding pizzazz into everything that you do. When you take a little bit of time and look at how you can manipulate the foliage that you're using, even some of those common everyday foliages take on an entirely new look. They can add a lot of bang for the buck, so to speak. This particular design that I have here in front of me has only 4 pieces of leatherleaf foliage, or baker fern as it's known in the industry. I have taken some of that fern, which usually comes like this in a full piece, and I've just simply pulled or cut, would be the proper way to do it, and tailored the look of that. So we have that distinct actual line that visually adds line to the design as we add it into anything that we're going to use it for. It adds weight and volume over to that side, as you can see, with very little product. But this also does not go to waste, because you take those smaller pieces and you're going to tuck them down in low just to cover your mechanics. So remember that you can take a little bit of foliage and actually spread it, manipulate it, and make it look like there's so much more that's in there. This seeded eucalyptus appears that it might be naked eucalyptus, which we all know costs a little bit more. Eucalyptus is sold by the pound or the weight. So you've got a big branch like this, and really if you don't have a large design to use that for, a lot of it could possibly go to waste. If you take your tools, manipulate what you're using it for, and then thoughtfully place those pieces in, again, you get very distinct, sharp line or movement within a design by adding this in, and those smaller pieces do not go to waste. You start to tuck those in and around. When it comes to aspidistra, a lot of people will ask how to get those beautiful curves without breaking or splitting the foliage. I always like to use a really sharp knife, because that gives you a great point when you cut the stem of the aspidistra leaf, and you simply are going to pierce it through itself, creates that beautiful loop that can be added in anywhere in your design for emphasis, to cover particular mechanics, or just to add a little bit more volume or weight. Adding in some steel grass, again, makes that design look so much larger than it is. So we have about 4 or 5 pieces of foliage, but because we're using a variety, it looks like you've got so much more in there. 1 piece of gladiola foliage, 5 to 6 pieces of green foliage, split up, turned around, looking at the back, looking at the front. You've created interest, you've added a lot of movement and volume and depth within the design, and don't forget, the finishing touch can be that personal touch. Something like a beautiful icon we see today everywhere, the butterfly. Bringing that color of the container up into our finished product. So look at the way you're using your foliage, see how you can manipulate it to not just stretch the foliage, but to stretch your profit margin, and that's really what it's all about. I hope you enjoyed today's Design Time, and join us again next time.
Thank you for tuning in to Foliage's YouTube channel. If you liked the video you just watched, please give it a thumbs up.
And for more information on Foliage, log on to www.foliageinstitute.com. And if you want to subscribe, click the button.